that's a little better. Trying to get it so it's like not blinding me. Good evening, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well. Obviously, you can see with the background, I am back in New York. So it was an interesting this morning. Very, very interesting. Uh, I'll tell you about that in just a second. But before we jump into everything, I just want to remind everybody that this is a very family friendly oriented channel. I would ask you to please be decent in the chat. No racism, no nastiness. If you cannot abide by those very simple, easy rules, uh, then those awesome people that are lit up in blue will boot you out of here because we are not going to have it. So we're going to hopefully have a nice chat, enjoy each other's company, and go from there. Friday. Wow. Long ride in this morning. I'm going to tell you, I'll be 100% honest. I'm extremely tired. I just laid down here for like 15 minutes before the stream started. And I said, Heather, just wake me up, at 1:45. And she's like, okay. And I mean, out, out like a light. So very, very tired, but that's okay. We'll get this stream in. We'll do that, and I'll try to catch up on some sleep tonight. But anyway, yeah. So I was driving in here this morning, and it was so weird because I was like ahead of time. I'm like, all right, when I come back, I want to make sure I go through this particular section when it's light out because there's so many deer, and I mean it's crazy the amount of deer through that area. And I'm like, I'm going to go through during the daylight, so hopefully that won't be bad. And it was basically two deer. Saw the first one, obviously. Well, I saw both, but I saw the first one coming first, and then yeah, Hella's fine. She's fine. And I saw the second one, and I tried to go over into the other lane to try to hopefully get it. So I think if I hadn't gone into the other lane, it would have hit the truck. As it was, obviously, it hit the trailer, and it just crushed the deer. I mean, there's, if you watch the video that I did earlier, there's like bits and pieces of deer all over the trailer. And I'll be honest, I don't like to hurt any animals. I don't ever want to hurt an animal. I don't want anything like that to happen. But, in those situations, there's really nothing you can do. I'm not going to put myself at risk to try to avoid hitting a deer. I had that one move that I could do to try to get over to hopefully, get it where he could get by. But it just wasn't going to happen. So, yeah, that was not fun. I will tell you that. That'll wake you up, too. Yeah, it was about 7.5 hours into the drive when that happened. But yeah, the trailer, minor damage on the trailer. So I lucky that way, and lucky that I mean, if that deer runs full force into the side window of the truck, that could have been a lot worse situation. So, but yeah, not like I said, not a whole lot of fun, to be honest with you. So. All right, so let's get into this chat. So what are we at? 159 already, and we got 55 thumbs up. That's like 33%, guys. So if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you to do so to show support for the channel, and I thank you ahead of time. But don't sweat it, Ed. Circle of life, glad you're not hurt. Yeah, and I know that it's and these things happen. There's really not a whole lot you can do about it. I have hit plenty of deer in my life. I mean, it's just like when I say plenty of deer, I'm going to take, if I had to guess, just a guess number, I'll bet you I've hit at least 10. At least 10. But I've lived in the country most of my life. So, that's part of it too. It was in New York. It was in New York that it happened here. I was about half a hour away from home when it happened. Yes, I'm back in New York right now. I'm up for a visit, so I'll be here for a little bit. And so, set up some time already to go see my son as well. Obviously, my daughter's here. And so, I want to get another load of stuff. I want to bring my motorcycle back. That's part of the game plan. And so that's what I'm going to be doing as well. But just coming up, seeing everybody. It's been 6 months since I've been back up here, and put a cowpuncher on your truck. Yeah, I know they have the different whistles and stuff, and I've heard people say they work, and I've heard other people say they don't work. It's just like having the thing on your motorcycle, But I've almost hit deer on the motorcycle as well. So I mean, you really just don't know. But no, but I have a list of things that I want to bring back with me to West Virginia when I go. I've got a bunch of my stuff already in West Virginia. Obviously, I still have a lot of stuff here, and I'm kind of at a point now where I'm going to be coming up here like maybe twice a year. So it's not like I'm going to be here all the time. So I really need to, make sure that when I do come up, it is, bringing the trailer, and getting as much as I possibly can. Obviously, this load is going to be the motorcycle. I'll have a full bed of stuff as well. Poland trailer up here, I was getting 13.1 miles per gallon. I know when the trailer's full and the truck is full, it's going to be even less going back. So, but that's what are you going to do? That's how it kind of goes. And I just don't want to make a wasted trip. That's more than anything else. I definitely do not want to make a wasted trip. So, but getting to come up and see some friends. I went up and saw Greg already, and saw him and BS with him. It was nice to see him, and you know, so kind of yeah. And also when I got here, uh, you know, uh, Max came right up, was happy to see me. I took a nap when I got home. I slept for a couple hours, and when I woke up, Max was right there, sleeping right next to me. And you saw Miss Molly in the video; she's doing well. And so Stella is, she's always been Heather's cat since day one, and she's kind of a skittish cat. So she she's a one person cat. So I mean, I saw her, petted her for a minute, but she would rather just spend her time with Heather and nobody else. But yeah, a thick neck was on the video earlier. I'll be doing some more videos walking around, showing you guys stuff. I kind of showed a little bit of the trees, a little bit of the garden. Took out to see Caesar and Pandora. Caesar and Pandora doing good. Especially Pandora was just elated to see me, so that was kind of neat too. But yeah, it's nice to be back, and I mean, this is not home anymore. Still my place, but it's not home anymore. Pear trees are looking awesome. Yeah, they're really they've done very very well. Now again, I'm gonna mention this again for anybody that no, I haven't we haven't seen Scraggly Cat in forever. He was around for a while and then he was just gone. He was an old tomcat, so I'm sure he went off and did what tomcats do. But okay, so the fruit trees. One of the things, and I said this before, I'm going to say it again. If you're going to buy fruit trees, you see the fruit trees that we got in West Virginia, right? They are more mature trees. I'm going to highly advise you not to buy saplings because it takes years and years and years for them to grow to any kind of size, and it takes a while for you to actually get fruit. Now, with the pear trees out here, and I'll show that more in an upcoming video, it looks like it's going to be a really good fruit tree year for the pears up here. The cherries look really good. They look like they're coming along. It looks like the peaches are doing well also. But the pear trees have taken a while. But if you buy a more mature tree, spend the extra money, buy a more mature tree, you're going to get production sooner. Like the trees that we bought in West Virginia, that probably took the trees that I had here 3 years to get to that size. So you're saving yourself a lot of time. Has Heather changed the place around? She's opened it up more. So she's definitely made more room for herself. She's kind of, turning it into her own place, and and that's what I want her to do. She's going to be here the majority of the time, so I definitely want her to be able to do what she wants. Actually, let me call her in so you guys can say hello to her. just give her a text real quick. So yeah, so that's what it's like I said, it's good to be back. Like I said, just even for a visit, short visit. There's a lot of stuff that I want to do, obviously down in West Virginia that need to get done. But I definitely wanted to make this trip up here, and I had actually planned on coming up here sooner. I was going to come up right after the get together last month, but the forecast was rain for 9 out of 10 days here in New York when I was planning on coming up, and I was like, no way am I coming up there, and it's going to be miserable weather the whole time. So that's why I plan to come this time, because we have rain in the forecast for tomorrow here, and then we got a nice stretch of decent weather. So that's kind of where we're at with that. So all right. So anyway, should there be a limit, right? That's the title of this live stream. So we should probably, not yet, JJ. I haven't even been out there. Like I said, today was just, getting in here. I slept for a little bit. Was checking out the woodshed, seeing how much wood the wood was delivered. Also today we had 3-phase cord delivered. So that's going to probably get stacked. If it does rain tomorrow, which is calling for rain, I'll probably start stacking that on Sunday. That would be my guess. But yeah, so that's the game plan with that. Anyway, so I want to talk about the topic. Obviously, we're already 12 minutes into this and I haven't even mentioned the topic. But before we jump into the topic,
you're not going to talk about the topic yet.
I'm not going to talk about the topic yet, because here is Miss Heather, and another jealous girl down here. What's the matter? Is Heather taking up some of my attention, Miss? Huh? Is Heather taking up my attention? What? She says she goes, no, it's not about Heather. It's all about me. It's all about me.
Enough.
Okay, down. So here's Heather. Hi, Heather.
Hello.
Nice to see you after all this time.
Yes. Who are you again?
Yeah, right? Just the birth father. So, anybody have any questions for Miss Heather? Let's see.
Oh, goodness. I didn't ask any questions. Yes, Miss Pandora. You're a good girl.
Yes. Okay, here we go. You can't see her because she's so little, so we'll lift her up a little bit more. There she is. There she is. Can you say hi to the camera? She's like, what are you talking about? Just pet me. Anybody have any questions for Heather? Your braids look nice, Heather, Miss J said.
Thank you.
Yes, her hair is quite long.
Oh, yeah. And it's braided up so it's even longer when it comes out. Work has been really good. In the last, 11 months or so, I've really boosted up lunch there. Like, I'm busy all the time, so it's really nice. It's going really good, and I love all the people that come in.
The older Heather gets, the prettier she gets. Well, that's very nice of you to say, Tony.
Yes, thank you. Like aging like fine wine.
What's the craziest drink you ever made?
Craziest drink?
What happened?
Goodness.
Jealous. Oh, my God. She goes, that's my daddy.
Okay, so I don't know if it's the craziest, but it was a funny story. And I'm being blinded by this.
Oh, tell me. We can't, because it's like we need the light.
Oh, my goodness.
I know.
So, some woman had come in and she was like, I want a Bloody Mary. She's like, but I don't want any horseradish in it. And I'm like, okay, I can do that for you. So I make the Bloody Mary. I put the Tabasco sauce and a little bit of hot sauce in there to try and make it hotter for her. She said she still wanted it a little bit hot. So I give it to her and she's like, oh, this isn't spicy at all. And I'm like, well, the horseradish in it is what makes it spicy. She goes, oh, well, just try adding more hot sauce. So I did that. She still wasn't happy. And I was like, I don't know what to tell you. This is what makes it spicy. If you, I don't know, that's what a Bloody Mary is. And she was like, it's just tomato juice. And I'm like, yeah. What do you expect when you're ordering that?
Right.
And so she was like, well, And then she went over to the other side and didn't order anything to drink. So I was like, oh, well, I tried.
And here's Caesar. Caesar's right down here now saying hello. So the wedding for Becky is going to be, they're going to get married next year. That's what their plan is. So, and I talked to Josh. I don't know if I told you guys this. Talked to Josh. Well, probably didn't tell you. I talked to Josh yesterday. And he's getting married in 25. Yes, June 7th of 25. So he's doing well. And I talked to him for a little bit. And so that was nice. It's been a while. He's busy. He's living his life. So
I have not been practicing with any axes, unfortunately, but I'd like to. There's actually a bar that's in a town not too far away that has a whole axe throwing thing there.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So, we're genius.
Oh, okay. So, now the puppies are good. Everybody's doing well, and the cats are the ones that Heather hasn't killed are fine. I'm teasing
Why
you.
would you even
Oh,
joke
I'm
about
joking.
that?
Come, it was. Now she's mad at me. I'm sorry, guys.
It doesn't seem like something that's appropriate to joke about live on stream.
Well, it's a joke. Anyway, now obviously she did not kill the cats.
I love that comment right there, Michigan lifestyle. Heather, do you have a boyfriend? So I hope you're keeping him in line. I have been seeing a gentleman that actually lives right above the bar that I work at. So seen him a couple months now, and that's been going good. And I do keep him in line. You got that right.
I got detention, Max. Max, shut up. We got diverted, so we're on to other things. We're gonna delete. Forget that was said. No, it's very sad with the cats, though. Obviously, we've had those cats for a very, very long time, and Miss Soxy just she got an infection and it killed her, unfortunately. Buddy was just a straight accident. Straight accident.
Everybody agrees. Too soon. It was literally last week.
It was I have a twisted sense of humor. I'm sorry. There's see this here. How many? I mean, you guys have been watching long enough to know there is no filter. There is no filter. If it comes in here, it comes out here. So, yes, there should be a look at Mac. Okay, thanks, Mac. Yay! All right, so let's. So would you like to run away now, or you want to hang out for a little bit?
I guess I'll run away. I'll let you talk about your topic.
Yes,
it was good seeing everybody. Have been since Dad's been gone? No, not my style.
So, all right, let's go back. Let's get back on topic here about the limit. Okay, so let's talk about that. That was the wrong thing to say, but anyway, I agree with Heather. Listen, I get it, but all right. I want to talk about Feinstein. Let's talk about that. We'll start out with that, and then we can go on to Biden, and some of these other folks that are in there. I look back. I remember. I believe it was Storm Thurmond back in the day. They'd wheel him in a wheelchair. He was like 90 something years old, kept getting reelected every time. And they would wheel him in to do the vote and then just wheel him back out again. The whole thing with Feinstein, I mean, she's got some serious issues. And the other thing is she's 89 years old. Okay. Now, correct me if I'm wrong on this one, but for Joe average person, retirement is 65 years old, or now they're making it a little bit later. So like for if I was going to look to get full benefits, full retirement age for me would be 67, right? I'm taking it at 62. I'll tell you that right now. I'm taking it at 62 because it just makes more sense. But anyway, for me, for my generation, for my in 1965, if you were born in 65. The full benefit retirement age is now 67, and they're making it older, which is insane because really people don't live a whole lot longer than that. But that's besides the point. These politicians get into office. And one of them that I can think of, just off the top of my head again, Louise Slaughter. Some of you may not know who she was, but she was in New York. Reelected, reelected, reelected. She ended up dying in office. She was like 83 years old. Now, I know, being a nurse, and not all, let me just put that out there to say before I start this, okay? Not all, but a lot of people start to lose their cognitive abilities as they get older. They become more forgetful, right? I think a lot of us can attest to that. You know, it is, you become more forgetful, and that's part of it. And you know, your reaction time isn't what it is used to be. Obviously, your recovery time is longer when you're trying to, get recovered from sickness or whatever the case may be. And so you have, this poor lady got shingles, and it's ended up causing all kinds of other problems. But because her own party was, calling for her to resign, she wasn't in there, being able to vote on anything. So their advantage in the Senate, they weren't able to take advantage of that advantage, because that was an issue. Now, at 89 years old, you should not be doing the whole politics thing. We shouldn't, and this is, again, I'm just giving you my opinion on this. I don't believe we should be having presidents in their late 70s and early 80s, watching a progression of decline with these people, in those type of things. Or it's just, it's hard to see. It's hard to watch, you know. And so, I mean, what there should there be a limit? Should there be a limit? I think there absolutely should. Just like the presidents, they get 2 terms, right? They can't do a third term. That doesn't happen anymore. So there absolutely should be term limits, because the other problem I see, when you get these senators and these congressmen get in there, and they're in there for 30 and 40 years, the most shocking thing about Feinstein was, who knew she had a brain? Oh my God, that's too funny. But, they're so in that system, if you will, and it's not fresh people coming in with fresh thoughts and fresh ideas. They're, in that whole thing. And like I said, again, there should be term limits, absolutely term limits. Yeah, Obama's in his 3rd term. It would seem that that's a possibility. But yes, Biden is, looking at the decline of Biden, it's tough to watch, and the fact that he's now saying he's going to run for re-election is it's just insanity. It's insanity. If he does run for re-election, which he did say he's going to, I would hope he picks a different running mate for the next time, because yes, elder abuse, and that was another point I was going to bring up. To me, when you have these politicians that are, major declining health and all kinds of issues, and they're taking advantage of them realistically, because for the party and all that type of stuff, that's elder abuse. I remember Feinstein when she was in her 40s. Yeah, how long? And I don't know. I don't know how long she's been in office, but if somebody could look that up to see, I know she's been in there a long, long time. But could somebody let me know exactly how long she's been in office? And she basically was saying she's not going to retire. She's going to retire when her term is up. And that, yeah, she's 89 right now. I know how old she is, but how long has she been in office? That's what I was asking. She was in the House when Lincoln was president. That's actually funny. She's been in for 30 years. Okay. But, yeah, it's ridiculous. To me, it's ridiculous. Like I said, I remember, again, going back with Storm Thurmond. I mean, the guy was like 95 or 96 years old. I mean, something ridiculous. And they would wheeled him in for the vote, and then they would take him back out. So insanity. So, but and this is something that's been going on, Once you hit a certain age, they want you gone because your productivity is not there, your thought process is not there, your ability to retain things and know what's happening, it's just not there. Jack Kennedy was doing a Nancy Pelosi back in the day, right? Yeah, right. Yeah, they want to. Right, exactly. But so, I mean, the reality is she should be resigning. She can't do it anymore, obviously. And so but I don't get. I really don't. Well, you look at this last election, guys. In Pennsylvania, they elected a dead man to office. I mean, what does that tell you about the mentality of people, right? Here's my party. I'm just voting for them. Period. End of story. No matter what. And the person that was running for office was dead, and they were reelected. I mean, I don't get it. I really really don't get it. Yeah, there should be term limits as well as age, and there should be a certain point. But of course, heaven forbid that you say, that's what ageism. I guess would be the term. But you know, when you can't speak a proper full sentence on a regular basis, or you just start talking gibberish, uh, that's a problem, especially when you're supposed to be the leader of the free world. But heaven forbid, you have somebody in there that says mean things about people. Can't have that. No. But yeah, but Kamala Harris, uh, having her be the president is unbelievably frightening to me. Unbelievably frightening. Worse than having Joe Biden as president. Absolutely. So, yes. But see, the thing is, again, old Mutt said there should be a psychological test. But even with a psychological test, are you going to get the realistic results from that, or are they going to be skewed? You know what I mean? You don't know. She has been in politics since 1969. Yeah, so yeah, a long, long, long time. So thank you for Natasha for letting me know that. Yeah, that's a long, long time. More than 50 years. Yeah, heaven forbid we have a president that actually has sense and shows strength. Exactly. Listen, you liked him or you didn't like him. This is what I will guarantee you. Okay, when Trump was in office, we did not have a war for those 4 years. No new wars were started, I should say. Let me rephrase that. No new wars were started, right? And nobody screwed with the United States because he was considered a loose cannon. He was considered a loose cannon. So the world feared Trump, and they did not play games with Trump. Again, I'll take that over a fumbling, nonsensical individual that can't even speak a full sentence that nobody's afraid of. And that do certain countries have dirt on this individual? I'm not saying that they do. I'm not saying that they don't, because I don't want to be accused of spreading false information. But is this president compromised? That would be a question, right? That would probably be more of an appropriate question. Is this a compromised president we have? Why have we sent so many uh, billions of dollars to Ukraine in aid? Why? You know what I mean? What are they? What? Other than strategically a buffer, a place to be able to have troops and different things there to, make Russia uncomfortable. You know, I don't know if this is true. I'm going to go back to this, and I remember reading about this. And again, I don't know if it's true. Don't know if it's not true. So I'm not saying this is 100% factual information. But from what I understood, there was like 10 labs in Ukraine that Russia targeted early on and destroyed 7 of them. I think there was 7 of them that they destroyed very, very early on in the conflict. Now, like I said, again, I don't know if that's factual or not factual, but if it was factual, What was going on with that? You know what I mean? What testing was being done there? Because a lot of times, right, just like a lab that we all know about in China, where testing was being done, you want to get it off of U.S. soil, right? You want to get it off of there, so you go to these other countries where you're going to have a more favorable government to work with that's going to want to be on your good side, that they're going to allow you to do the different things that you want to do, because it's, but again, manipulating, the things is not, it's just not a good thing. It's not a good thing at all. So, but yeah, Biden Fetterman for 24. Now there's another one. Okay, there's another one. Let's talk about Fetterman. You have an individual that had a major stroke, major stroke. He really hasn't done anything since being elected, dealing with depression, dealing with the ramifications of a stroke and stuff like that. But yet he got elected. I find a lot of these things, interesting. I guess I'll put it that way. I find a lot of these things interesting. You know, yeah, right into a mental facility, right? It's insanity. It's insanity. And these are the people that a and you guys wonder, you guys, and I know a lot of you jump on me, right? You jump on me about this and you say things and you wonder why I don't vote, right? You wonder why I don't vote, because it doesn't. So here's the bottom line. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter realistically if it's left or if it's right. It's one agenda, and that is to screw the average American citizen. It is to line their own pockets, their rich friends, and the special interest groups that got them elected. Now, they're going to look out for the rich friends. That's not misinformation. That is truth, because who do they give the jobs to? They give the jobs to their friends, right? So, you kick out you fire the old head of this, the head of that, the head of this, and you put in there who you want. So, people that you owe favors to, or whatever the case may be. Obviously, there is a tremendous amount of bribery in politics. We all know that. I'm not saying any specific person, but there's plenty of politicians. We have to vote. Why, Ricky? So let me ask you this, Ricky. Okay, what changes? What realistically changes? Nothing. The rich get richer. And here's something I want you to remember. Now, listen, I like Trump. I will be the first to say I like Trump, just because he just said it like it was. He wasn't a politician. He was a businessman. So I liked Trump, okay? But you have to also remember, Trump is part of the elite. He's part of the elite. He was hanging out with Oprah and all those people, and they didn't start accusing him of being a racist and all that kind of crap until he decided to run for for presidency. So up to that point, he was perfectly fine, and he rubbed elbows with all of them, and they all loved him, and they thought he was the greatest thing going. And then all of a sudden, he becomes a Republican, and he runs for president, and now all of a sudden, he's a racist and all this other nonsense and everything else. I mean, you have a very biased media, and I think I can say that without saying I'm giving misinformation. The media is giving you the information that they are told to give. Period. We all know that. We all know that. We're given the truth that they are told to give. That's what we're given, right? And so at the end of the day, like I said, the special interest groups that get them elected. And when I talked about this, guys, if I'm company X, right, and you're my candidate, and I say, listen, I'm going to help you get elected. I may ask you a favor down the road, whatever the case may be. And so you get elected. And I come to you and I said, listen, I need this to go through, and I want your support in this. We've donated XYZ number of dollars to you, and we want to continue to back you moving forward, but we need this favor. So you come up to a choice, you come a conundrum, right? You're like, okay, maybe morally you don't want to push this through, but you know what happens if you don't. As a politician, if you decide and go against what this big business company, company X, my company, right, what I want, then the next election cycle, I'm withdrawing my funds from you because you didn't do what I wanted you to do, and I'm going to back candidate B. And candidate B is going to do exactly what I want them to do. That's who runs this country. You think politicians run this country? Big business runs this country. They have a hand in a lot of what is done and said. So yeah, I don't vote, never have voted. I've had people say, well, because you don't vote, you don't get to have an opinion. Well, of course I get to have an opinion. I'm a human being. And because here in Princeton, West Virginia, it's very liberal. You know what? It's weird to me. Why is it? Why is it? You get into the cities, whatever city, I don't care whatever city, very, very liberal, right? Very, very liberal. And as soon as you get away from the cities into small towns and the country, it's very conservative, very conservative. I mean, and it's just it's amazing to me. It really, really, truly is. But because there's such a concentration of people in these cities, they dictate what goes on. That's New York State, folks. I mean, once you get away from the cities, once you get away from Rochester, Syracuse, Albany, Buffalo, once you get away from those big cities, New York City, right? The rest of this state is a very, very conservative state. Watch the election maps. Every year, New York State's going to go Democrat, but the majority of the state is red, not blue. You have small areas of blue, but because that's where the concentration of people are, and the people that are getting something for nothing, a lot of times, why would you vote against that? If you are Joe Citizen that gets all these benefits because this party has promised to take care of you and they're going to give you this and they're going to give you your Obama phone and whatever the heck else they're going to give you, why would you vote any different? You want those things. You don't want people to say, hey, you should actually go to work and make your own living and get educated and further yourself and have some pride in yourself. You don't want that because that's going to take an effort. And the rest of us, right? The rest of us who go to work every day, the middle class, we pay the majority of the taxes because, you look at these big businesses, they're going to go to XYZ city. They get every tax break in the world because, and then the politicians will say, well, if they come in here, they're bringing jobs in here and they're going to help stimulate the economy. And yet in the meantime, big business has this great big building that they haven't paid taxes on for 10 years. I mean, it's to me, I don't get it. It's insanity. It's insanity. Right. And how is it okay? How is it okay? I'm Joe Politician, right? Here I am. I'm Joe Politician. And I am on this committee that's going to decide, what pharmaceutical drugs we're going to use, right? I'm on this committee. We're making decisions on what pharmaceuticals are going to be used. But at the same time, I have 500,000 shares of Big Pharma B company, right? And my choices in this committee, I give it to Big Pharma B or I give it to Big Pharma A. Which company do you think I'm going to go with, right? The one that's going to benefit me the most. And this happens constantly. There is a conflict of interest. And it amazes me that more people are not up in arms. I'll tell you what amazes me even more, folks, okay? If you remember back in the day, and this is a while ago, people were all upset with CEOs because CEOs were making ridiculous money, more money than they should be getting, right? But now that sentiment has been turned around and people say, well, they deserve that money. No, they don't. You think Jamie Dimon should be getting $100 million a year? And I don't know exactly what the number that he's getting, but I know it's a lot. Do you think he's worth that kind of money? And he's been there how long? He's been there more than 20 years as the CEO of that huge bank, JP Morgan, right? He's making ridiculous money. But now because of propaganda or whatever, or brainwashing, who knows what, I don't know what. All of a sudden people think, oh yeah, they deserve it. No, I'm sorry. Why are you not taking, so here's my solution. I'm the CEO of the company, right? I own a great big huge company. Now, I can have $100 million salary, right? Or I can have a, let's say 5 million. Let's be reasonable, right? I'm a big important rich guy, and so instead of $100 million, I'm only going to take 5 million, and then I'm going to take that other $95 million, and I'm going to disperse that amongst my people that work for my company. Man, wouldn't that be something to see? You know, the small guy, we've incentive blatant. You reach this goal, here's your bonus. Wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be something? Because I'm thinking, and this is just me. I mean, what do I know, right? If I'm running a company and I want this company to be successful, put you directly involved with that company being successful and say, hey, you hit this number, here's your bonus. I'll tell you what, I don't care who you are, Joe Blow, the janitor, or whoever, you want to hit that number because you want that bonus. And you're going to put the effort in to make sure you hit that, because that bonus could be the difference if you go on vacation, you buy the new pool in the backyard, the pony for your kids, whatever the case may be. You make it part of a team. It ain't part of a team anymore, folks. You wonder why this younger generation don't want to work, that don't want to, get out there and bust their butts, because there's nothing in it for them. There's nothing in it for them. Where's the joy? Where's the self-worth? Where's the job satisfaction? Because here's a little nugget for you. All right, you want a nugget? I'll give you a nugget. You've been working at your company 20 years. You've busted your butt. You've worked your butt off. You drop dead tomorrow, they're replacing you the next day. Oh, so sad about Joe. He passed away. Good worker. Hey, you want a job? Boom. And that's it. That's it. That's how it works. They don't care. They realistically don't care. I've worked for enough companies through the years. Again, management, if you made people part of the team, realistically made them part of the team, you could get so much further ahead. Your companies would be so much better. But it's all about greed. Poor Joe. It's about, the CEO making ridiculous amounts of money. And I'll give you another example of something. And this is always kills me too. You get these CEOs that come in. I'll give you a great example. We had Xerox up here in New York, Kodak as well, right? And you had these CEOs come in and they destroyed the company, ran it into the ground. And when they got let go, they got the golden parachute package and they get this huge severance. I actually did that on a job one time, guys. I'll tell you what, I was just being a jerk because I knew I was getting let go anyway. And I said, well, what will my severance package be? And you could just see them, they're like, what? You or I lose our job, we don't get no severance package. You get shown the door and get out of here and don't come back, right? But, these privileged elites, they get the golden parachute and they get all kinds of stock options and they get money and everything else. You ruin a company, you should get nothing. You should get nothing. So it's absolute insanity. Absolute insanity. So, but, let's ask Joe from St. Bernard Acres. He just worked for a company for a long, long time, just retired, right? Joe, they calling you back up and begging you to come. They might. I don't know. Maybe they are. Who knows? But at the end of the day, you instead of paying you your high salary that you've been getting because you've been there so long that they actually had to continue to give you raises, they can hire Joe Snotbag off the street that don't know his butt from a hole in the ground and pay him next to nothing. They did. Okay. I kind of had a feeling they did, Joe. That's why I changed it when I said it. That's why I changed it. But again, you just don't know. So I have to tell you. So when I left West Virginia and I was on my way to New York, I actually was talking to Steve. And Steve is going to be taking care of the bees. Okay, just so you guys know ahead of time, I showed him. All he's got to do is change out the sugar water for them, and so he'll be doing that while I'm gone. And that was one of the reasons why I put the new box on, because I figured by the time I got back, they would have built that first box out, and it was time anyway to add. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, wait a minute. Let me rephrase. Let me rephrase, because I got yelled at in the comments. It's not a box. It's called super. All right. So the super box, right? That's what it is. It's a box, but they do call it a super. So I put the second one on, and I did that so that by the time I get back, they're nowhere near going to have that one filled out yet. So it's going to give me a little bit of time when I get back to go get another, the honey box. The next box is going to be a smaller box. And, yeah, it's just, I love the comments, but I find them entertaining. So, oh, yes, I'm sorry. Thank you, JJ. I just looked up and I saw it's at 46. We're at egg count time. So what are we at? 329 in the chat. We're at 185 on the thumbs up, guys. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, please do so to show support for the channel, and I do appreciate that ahead of time. Really does make a huge difference with the algorithms as well, so I thank you for that reason as well. Okay. How many eggs today, and yes or no for Miss Thickneck? Give you guys a moment to get your guesses in here. Okay, give you guys a moment. Hello, my dear. How are you doing? Did you miss Caesar and Pandora? Yeah. My child. All right, guys. If you had the same exact guess as Jeremy Bonds with 6 eggs and yes for Miss Thickneck today, then you are 100% correct. Realistically, he is the only one that I saw that had the correct guess. So that's why I kept waiting. I was looking. I went, somebody's got to get this right, and somebody finally did. What, baby? What? I'm in the middle of live streaming. I'm in the middle. Excuse me. I am. I know. I love you. Yeah, low count today. So. Okay, baby girl, you got to go down. I got to concentrate, and I can't do it with you on my lap. All right. So anyway, I got on a roll here, and I got on my soapbox, and all of a sudden it kind of like I took off there. But it just, I find it very frustrating that supposedly, now I'm not trying to ram on anybody, I'm not trying to criticize anybody, but supposedly intelligent individuals do the same thing over and over and over again. No, Max isn't in here right now. I think he's outside. Over and over and over again, and expect different results. That I find frustrating. I really, really do. And that's what happens realistically with every election cycle. This party may be in there for 8 years, and they may have done a good job. They may have done a crappy job. Don't matter, right? Doesn't matter. Whatever they accomplish or did not accomplish, people want change. They want something different. So, that's what happens. And so, then you get the next guy in. And if there is, it's not the guy that some people don't, some don't want, then, they're eviscerated in the media because it's not the guy they want in there, right? I mean, and here's something I find interesting. Let's talk about this. I find this interesting. So when Biden first was elected, he was the savior, the next greatest thing going since sliced toast, right? And there was a lot of people that said, wait a minute, this guy was not out there, was not engaging in the election, and you know, a lot of people, and I think this was the case for a lot of people, were anybody but Trump. They didn't care who it was. They didn't care who the candidate was. They didn't care what the qualifications were. When you have somebody that is the candidate, all right, and I want to bring this up because I'm stepping on my map here. I just got to move that. When you have a candidate that says, okay, we're oil independent under the current president, oil independent, and we're exporting oil, right? That's a fact. That's a fact. And when I become president, I'm going to stop all that. I'm going to stop all that. I'm going to stop. I'm going to try to go green as much as I possibly can. I'm going to make us dependent on oil again from other countries. Stop different things that we could do, right? That's going to help our country. Nope, I'm going to get rid of all these things. And then when this individual gets elected and does exactly what he said he was going to do, and then people act surprised. I don't get it. I don't get it. I really, really, truly don't. If it was your job, if you were working on the Keystone Pipeline, right, and you had a high-paying job on the Keystone Pipeline, but you were a hardcore Democrat, right? But you knew the minute this individual got elected, he's shutting that down. You're going to still vote for him? That's a definition of stupidity, in my opinion, right? And that's just me. That's what I don't get. I really, truly don't get it. Even as a kid, I saw the fallacies of our system. Every system, no system is perfect, guys. No system is perfect, right? 60,000 pounds of an ammonium nitrate missing from rail car in Wyoming to California. Really? Yeah, that's not good. I had not seen that. I had not seen that. We live in a society now that your feelings, right, trump everything else. So I'll have my opinion and you have your opinion, but because you don't like my opinion and you are offended by my opinion, I should apologize so that you're comfortable. Screw that. Screw that. What makes you uncomfortable is a you problem. That is not a me problem. And there's an old saying, get over it. You know what? Grow a pair. If you don't like something, too bad. That's part of life. Okay? Everything is not going to be catered to make sure that you feel safe and comfortable and your feelings aren't hurt. Because guess what? Here's a reality for you as well. Sometimes life sucks and it's not fun. And things are not always going to go the way that you want them to go. It's how you recover from adversity. It's how you pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and go, okay, that sucked. Let's do something different, right? Or you can quit, hide in your hole, feel sorry for yourself, and then because now all of a sudden, you've become a drug addict or an alcoholic. Oh, it's not your fault. No, heaven forbid, because, somebody forced you to put that drink or that drug in your hand, right? It's not your fault. Somebody else's fault. Never, never, never take personal responsibility for your own actions. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You know what? There's no participation trophy in life. There is not. None. So, that's the reality. You better grow up. You better deal with it. Life is not fair. So, yeah. Says, hey, Mark, I'd use this trailer to get you a deer. Yeah, well, Mark got a deer with his Jeep last year. He hit one with his Jeep last year. So, that was what, April, Mark, when that happened, I think? Yeah, only gold stars. Yeah, you get an attaboy. Yeah, you put lipstick on a pig, it's still a pig. Exactly, Okie Forge. That's the reality. Yep. So, Forerunner? Yeah, your Forerunner? Okay. But yeah, I remember that one. Comes rolling in, he's got this dead deer over. I just hit this deer. In the words of a great thinker, you cannot always get what you want. That is for sure. That is for sure. Um, and life ain't fair, and it never is. So, young adults apparently never had a band aid ripping off. Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. Because they're coddled, they're spoiled, they're entitled. A lot of them. Not all. Not all of them. So, I would never try to lump any group of people all into one category. I wouldn't do that. But there's a lot of entitlement out there now. And it's our own fault, realistically, because I think a lot of people want better for their children than they had. And so, they thought, a lot of them did, by giving their kids everything, that they would, appreciate it, but they don't. When you earn something, that's when you appreciate it. I mean, I can remember, as a kid, I remember thinking, if I want something, I got to get out there and I got to earn it. I got to work for the money, get the money, and then I can get what I want. And that's the way it always was that way. So, but yeah, it's just it's crazy. Oh, so I was going to tell you, I talked to Steven. He goes, "Did you forget anything?" And I'm like, "Nope, didn't forget anything. I got everything. I'm good." I get up here, I forgot deodorant. So Rick had an extra thing of deodorant, so I grabbed. He gave me that. And guess what else I forgot? Guess what else I forgot? Let's think about it. What's something that we do in a live stream every time? The book with the shout outs. Yeah, so we're going to be winging it for the next couple of live streams. It's because the shout out book is sitting down in West Virginia. So when we get to shout out time, I'm going to try to remember. Probably not going to remember everybody, but I will do my best. And I know somebody will say, well, you could watch one of your other live streams and just copy it, which I could. Will I? Probably not. Probably not. I haven't changed the book over that sat in the rain for 3 weeks, and then I found the book, and the page with all the shout outs is all dried mud, right? Have I changed that over? Nope. So, why would you be delusional enough to think that I would copy it down and do it that way? So, yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Vlad, at least it wasn't your underwear. That's funny. That is funny. I have an answer for that, but I'm going to let that one slide. Yeah, why aren't you prepared? Oh, please, somebody make a video and say, Prepper Nurse 1 was not prepared. He did not have his book to give shout outs. The poor planning of this prepper is just never ending. I'll tell you what, I will tell you what. We have a true SHTF situation. I like my chances. I really like my chances. Yeah, I didn't bring the shampoo either. You're right. Yep, didn't do that either. So, but I'll take my chances stacked up against most people. But, we will have other bigger fish to fry in a true SHTF situation. You told us, that I don't wear underwear. Yeah, that's what I was going to say, Patty. I can't forget something that I don't wear. Yeah, you're right. That's correct. I don't wear underwear, so I never forget to bring them because I don't own a pair. So it's very, yeah, Tim. Hey, Joe, I tried to cover it up. But here's the beautiful thing about YouTube. And this is why I tell people I don't lie. I don't need to lie. Say it like it is. I don't have to remember anything because I say the truth. And whatever you say on here, people remember. So just like when we talked just right now with the underwear thing, somebody said, wait a minute, Ed, you told us you don't wear underwear. So they don't forget. They don't forget. So, that's shampoo for the beard. I'll just use Heather's shampoo. So, but yeah, it's just it's too funny. Too funny. After working a double and then turning around opening the next day, my daughter gained a new respect for what I did every day as a convenience store manager. Oh yeah, that's It is, there's so many jobs out there that are necessary, that are tough jobs. Might not be a glorious, high paying job, but they're necessary. And people go and do them every single day, uh, you know. And, unfortunately in our society, let me ask you this. I mean, and some of you may have, I don't know. How many times have you had management come up just out of the blue, and say, "Hey, you're doing a great job," right? It happens. It happens. But 9 times out of 10, I'm going to say it doesn't. Because, like I said, again, I very rarely have I ever seen that. Very, very rarely. You know, I will say this: when I did my home care case that I did for 17 years, uh, that family was very appreciative, very, very appreciative. And that, see, to me, I'll tell you honestly, guys, I'm a loyalty guy. I am loyal to my people. I'm loyal to my friends. I'm loyal to my family. That's just who I am. And if you treat me right, I'm going to treat you right. And that particular family, they were fantastic. And they treated me really, really well, and they appreciated what I did. I think I may have told you guys this the last time I was up here in New York. No, not the last time, but the time before that. So probably, I don't know, over the summer, last year, over the summer, we had stopped in. Two of the sons run a restaurant now, okay? And we had stopped in there. I took the kids, and we said, we're going to go in here and have a meal. And they were there. Both of the boys were there. They came up. They gave me a hug. The aunt was there, which was the gentleman that I took care of, sister. Gave me a hug. Hey, how you doing? My God, how are you? We were just talking about you, and all this type of stuff. And I said, yeah, we just, came in to get something to eat. And they're like, hey, and they turn around and says, whatever they want, it's on the house. And I'm like, no, no, man, I didn't come here for that. And they're like, no, absolutely, you're getting it no matter what. You're not paying. So, all these years later, their father's been gone for quite a while now. But that to me, that means a lot to me. It really, really does. That they appreciated it. Yeah, yeah, I know. It's shout out time. Relax. Is it going to kill you if we wait a minute? I don't have a list. I have to try to do this by memory. It's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. Come on now, Dawn. You people up in the UP of Michigan. No, I did not order steak. No, I wouldn't. I'll tell you that I would never ever do either. No, they run a hamburger hot dog place, so it's got a lot of like fast food, but all right, shout out time. So obviously, first of all, Icky Can up in Canada. Let's give him some love. Real good guy, very, very down to earth. We have Angry Prepper down in New York City. Another really, really good guy. I would ask you to please support him. You have Alaska Prepper, which is Rudy up in Alaska doing his thing. There is Alaska Granny. You have Sean James with the Sean James channel and My Soft Reliance. Two different channels, same guy, really good people. Up there doing his thing. Amazing to watch. You have it's probably like as many that, and those are all in order. So I got all those down, right? There is you have Green Greg's gardening, a lot of good information with that. You have Southern Prepper One with his Boots on the Ground series, definitely good as well. You have Bush Radical and Girl in the Woods, husband wife team, really, really good people as well. Definitely show them some support. A lot of good information. They split their time between Michigan and Alaska. You have Kyle's Cabin up in Minnesota. Nice young couple up there. There is Survival Lily. You have Joe from St. Bernard Acres. Well, what shall we call it today? Let's call it Poodle Acres. It's now Poodle Acres. It is no longer St. Bernard Acres. It is not. What? No, we're not calling it German Shepherd Acres. No, we're not. We're not going to do that. No, it's not. Can't do that. So anyway, I'm just giving him a hard time. So anyway, she wants to be part of it. So anyway, Joe with St. Bernard Acres. You also have, let's see. Come on, brain. Let's get working. East Tennessee Preparedness. We have the Prepared Mind. There's Marfugal News with Adam and Dax. You have the Green Dream Project up or down in Arizona doing their thing out there. There is the Nomadic Movement down in Panama. Nice young couple down there doing their thing down there. Pinball Preparedness. There is the Economic Ninja. There is Mary Greeley News. You have Ryan Hall Y'all. Love Ryan Hall Y'all. There is Russell Brand. Like Russell Brand as well. Another good guy. And so let's see. We have The Outsider is another good channel. God, there's so many channels. And again, I think I said Mary Greeley News already. You have who am I missing? There is Suspicious Observer is another one. Oh, Marfugal News with Adam and Dax. Yep, thank you. I didn't even. Patera with Appalachian Homestead. Bjorn Hansen, Corporal's Corner. So anyway, there's a lot of good channels out there. We're just going to end it there because I can't remember anymore off the top of my head. I did say Marfugal News. Yep. Little House Off Gritty. Yep, that is another one. A lot of good information, a lot of good channels. Definitely we need to be supporting each other. We should be. Boss of the Swamp. Yep. Doug and Stacy. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. I did say Angry Prepper already. But yeah, a lot of good channels, a lot of good information. People look at different perspectives of things, and I think it's important if we continue to do that, look at different aspects. So anyway, that's going to be it for the shout-outs for today that I can remember, and I'm sure I'm missing people. Oh, Bizarrizza Jizza, absolutely. Yep, forgot him. Bushcraft Bear in the Canary Islands of La Palma. Prep Rebel. Yeah, so... All right, but there's and a lot of people are putting other channels up that they like as well, and there's nothing wrong with that. But all right, again, I'm going to continue to always encourage you to continue to prep, continue to get ready. We never know what's going to happen, guys. We don't know when that minor thing may happen that may affect you directly, or a major thing that happens, it's going to affect a lot of other people. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Mark, I'll give you a call probably tomorrow. But again, we definitely need to be getting ready as best that we can to take care of our families, to take care of the people that we care about and love. And remember this, family is not always blood. It's who you decide is your family. And that may seem weird, but, I have people that I know I can rely on. Hey, Troy, thank you very much for the donation. I do appreciate that. Yeah, Mark says, don't worry, Mac, you're not in trouble. It's a reference today. We were having a couple of guys in the group chat. I said, hey, I'm going to be calling you guys, and don't worry, you're not in trouble. So, because I don't know why people, when I say, hey, I need to speak. So here's what I do. I'll tell you guys something. Hopefully you'll appreciate this. We have a decent group. We got a good sized group. We have a growing group down, in West Virginia. And if I need to talk to somebody about something, generally positive or negative, okay, I am not the type of person, I'm not going to call you out in front of everybody. I'm not going to embarrass you. I'm not going to try to humiliate you. I'm going to take you privately, and I'm going to sit you down and talk to you like a man, because that's how I like to be dealt with. If you have a problem with me, I want you to be able to come to me, to be able to talk to me, and that type of stuff. And that's how I try to deal with people. So if there's an issue, like if somebody comes to me, let's say, and like this isn't what I'm saying has happened, but I'll give it as an example. I have two group members come to me and say, hey, we got an issue with this because X, Y, and Z. Okay. What I'm going to do, yeah, Mark says Ed's made me cry twice. Well, that was when I beat you, Mark. That was only when you got your beatings. It wasn't because of anything that I said. And if you guys believe that, you're losing your minds. But anyway, you know, I'm going to go to that person. I'm going to sit down with that person, and I'm going to talk to them. And if it's a legitimate beef, right? If there's a legitimate concern about X, Y, or Z, I'm going to talk to that person about it. And then it's on them. You know what I mean? Then it's on them to do something about it. And if they don't do anything about it, then we're going to have an issue. But I have found in dealing with people in jobs, being a supervisor and doing that, and stuff like that, you have to treat people with respect and dignity. And unfortunately, in our society today, that is not the norm. And again, I don't get that either. Treat people with respect and dignity. It goes a whole lot longer, a better way. You know, it's amazing to me. I'm going to tell you what. I'll share this with you guys because it doesn't really matter. I think the only person I haven't really talked to yet about this was maybe Sandy. So Sandy, if you're watching and you go, hey, you never called me. The people that were there this weekend, and we did our work and stuff like that. I called each one of those people after our get together and just said, thank you for the effort. Great job. We all busted our butts this weekend. And obviously, we got blueberry bushes in, we got fruit trees in, we got the roof on the pavilion. And that was an incredibly difficult job. And it's like, but I appreciate that. I mean, because it puts us in a situation where everything that we do, everything that we get done, when SHTF happens, it's going to be better for all of us. And that's what it's about. And that's what I think a lot of people, maybe watching or whatever the case may be, they don't know. They don't know. They don't get it. So you get more bees with honey than vinegar. And that's a fact. That is a fact. And I'm going to tell you what, and I'm going to get a little vulgar here. No, I won't say it that way. I'm trying to think of a different way that I can say it that is more a nice way. Okay, I'm not going to blow smoke up your behind. Okay, not going to do it just for the sake to make you feel better. That I won't do. Absolutely not. But when you have a group of people that come together, we have a mission, we know what we want to get done, and we get it done, yeah, I'm going to say great job. And that's just the way it goes. And all of you that don't get it, that's perfectly fine. Because when the time comes, you're going to be wishing that you had gotten involved with somebody, somewhere. Because when a true SHTF event happens and you're on your own and you got nobody you can rely on, you're going to be in big doo-doo real quick. So anyway, let's do this. We are Legion because we are many. We are all over the world. We're all over the country. Where is everybody from tonight? Let's do that. We have Franklin County, Ohio, Richmond, Texas, Tucson, Arizona with Angela. We got Nebraska, Inverness, Florida with Clyde in the house, Southwest Iowa, Central Kentucky, Lakeland, Florida, Omaha, Nebraska with Larry. We got Georgia in the house, New Hampshire with Brenda, Okie Forge. Oh, that's not a place. That's a person. The UP of Michigan with Dawn. We have Charlotte County. I missed the last part of that. Sorry. Central Iowa, BC, Canada with Janet. Henrietta, Texas. Nowhere, Oklahoma with Okie Forge. Cape Cod, Massachusetts. Northwest Pennsylvania with Mountain Man. Newfoundland is in the house with Taylor. We got Texas. Thompson, Georgia. Greenlee County, Arizona. We have Central New York with Village Homestead, Pipestem, West Virginia with Troy, Southern Maine. We have Cabo San Lucas in Mexico. Very nice. Beautiful area. We have Trenton, Florida, Troutman, North Carolina. Brian in Bath, England in the UK. Brian, glad to have you joining us tonight, staying up late. We got Texas in the house, Eastern Oregon, Middle Tennessee with David. Preston, West Virginia with John, Morning Light down in West Virginia. The UP of Michigan with Dina. We have Campbell, Missouri. From Lincoln County, West Virginia, now in Nashville, Tennessee. Okay, G Long. Blue Ridge Mountains of Virginia. We have Union City, Pennsylvania with Richard. White Mountain in Arizona. Madison, Minnesota. So again, we're all over the country. We are all over the world. We are a huge, huge network of people, huge family. If we ever come together, guys, if we ever got organized, that'd be pretty scary because we are prepared. We're ready. And if we could network and do those type of things, I think that that would be so much better in the long run in a situation. Because after an SHTF event, people are not going to be very trusting. That is a fact. They're not going to be very trusting at all. So I would encourage people to, make connections that you can make now with other groups if you want to possibly use as a bartering system after an event. I don't think that that is a bad thing. Being able to have other people that you can rely on, as well is not a bad thing at all. And I think that's kind of important. That is just me. That's what I think. So, let's see. Sean the Englishman in Chatham, Ontario, Canada. All right, Sean. So, anyway, guys, I want to thank my moderators who do an absolutely incredible job keeping the chat clean. I very much appreciate what they do. So, thank you guys for doing what you do. It's very appreciated, ladies and gentlemen. Also, I want to thank all you guys for being on here, supporting the channel, being part of these chats. And I'm going to be honest, I am very opinionated, very, very opinionated. Doesn't make me right and you wrong. You have the right to believe what you want to believe, and that's perfectly fine. I respect that. I do. Even if I don't agree with you, I'm going to respect your right to believe whatever you want to believe. But, it is, I have it, I say it like it is. I say it like it is. And I don't know how to sugarcoat things. It's just not in my DNA. So, again, if you are offended or upset by anything I said, that is a you problem. That is not a me problem. What? What, baby? Oh, you're going to lean there over there like that? Block the light? All right. So anyway, I appreciate you guys all being here and being part of this. Yeah, I always say I'm not Willy Wonka. Exactly. But yeah, I'm not in the candy business. Exactly. So anyway, guys, remember, we truly are all in this together. If we could ever come together and work together, there'd be no stopping us. We could accomplish anything that we want to accomplish. Also, remember to hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow, come on, stop. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So it's really, really important. We tell the people that we care about every day how we feel. Last but not least, STD. Step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you're trying to do, no matter what it is, doesn't have to be about prepping, doesn't have to be about living off grid. It's whatever you're trying to accomplish and do. If you work methodically at it and you set realistic goals, you can accomplish anything that you set your mind to. So remember that. The only one stopping you from reaching that goal is you. That's it. Nobody else. So have a great night, guys. I am definitely going to try to get some sleep. It was a long day, or long night, I should say. So, but be safe, keep prepping, take care of your business, and you'll be just fine. All right? I will talk to you all later. I'll see you tomorrow. Prepper Nurse 1, out for now.